Hey guys, so this is a follow-up to my videos on my espresso machine, which is the Delonghi Dinamica Plus. If you didn't follow my journey before, I was looking for a way to make lattes and espresso at home that were almost as good as at my favorite local coffee shop and perhaps as good or better than the chains. I wanted something as simple as possible. You know, when I want a latte, a cup of coffee, whatever, while I'm working, I don't want to have to stop and do a process. I want to just be able to push a few buttons and be able to keep working. So which is how I ended up with a bean to cup machine. This was the one that, in my opinion, at least won the James Hoffman bean to cup blowout, where he had several machines. This one is the one he said was the best value. That was a determining factor in my purchase. But also I watched a lot of other videos, and based on what everybody said about this machine, I thought it was the one for me. And I have spent the last over a year now trying to figure out the best way to make lattes with this machine that will come close to coffee shop quality. I have found some hacks. I'm just going to share with you guys my process. Hopefully this will help somebody. Because like I said, using the machine as it was intended didn't work as well for me as I'd hoped, as well as the instructions and the app are pretty terrible. So let's power it on, and in order to do that, you have to put something under it. While it's powering on, I'm going to talk about the prep. One of the things, and this was after a call with Delonghi, don't follow the instructions in the manual as far as when to clean the infuser and when to descale. You're going to need to do it a lot more frequently, especially if you have hard water the way that I do. I probably need to do it once a week for cleaning the infuser, even though I only make 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day at most. And I probably also need to descale at least once a month. I have hard water. I am using the filter. Yeah, anytime I start having problems with it, cleaning the infuser and descaling will often rectify those problems. So definitely you can't do that enough. Second thing is we'll talk about is adjusting the grind. I have mine, I think it's 3.5. It'll obviously vary from what you like and the type of coffee you use, but it will probably be somewhere between 3 and 4, 4.5. If you need a grind setting over 5, something else is wrong. I would argue if you need a grind setting over 4, 4.5, something else is wrong, and it's unlikely it will work below 3. You also do not want to adjust the grinder when the machine is not running. You only adjust it while the grinder is running. That way, if there's like a bean or a piece lodged in it, you're not damaging anything. Okay, so the first thing I do after I turn it on, assuming it's been recently cleaned and descaled and all that, I am not storing my beans in here. This is not as sealed as you really need. I have a vacuum sealed container, also a recommendation from James Hoffman's videos. So if you keep your beans in here, they won't stay fresh, and then your brew will change every time you do it. So there might be a few leftover beans in there. So the first thing I do is I just hit espresso just to get rid of whatever leftover is in there. Can't tell what that is. Okay, so it looks like there were some leftover beans or grinds in there, but obviously not enough to make a good espresso shot because that is way too watery. I'm going to do it a second time, just to be sure. Okay, sounds like it's empty. So the next thing I'm going to do, I have these red Solo Cup shot glasses that are actually designed for espresso shots. They're insulated, they keep it warm. I'm using it as a measuring tool because, see, that's what it'll do if it's empty. I'm using it as a measuring tool because I don't want to have to do the scales thing, which is I know what everybody recommends, but I don't want to feel like I'm going to the post office every time I want a latte. So I'm using this, and I'm only putting one of these worth of beans in the machine at a time, because that way hopefully I'm not wasting a lot of beans. That's the goal. And then let's get rid of this. Is my rinse cup. Okay. I'm using the same thing for my espresso shot. I'm not using any of the presets on here. The presets on here are stupid. Like, it'll say it uses one espresso shot, but then the quantity of that espresso shot is not the same as if you brew an espresso shot by itself. So if you're trying to dial in the machine, dialing in the various drinks does not work that well. So instead, I'm just making it manually. And one of the things is, with a bean to cup machine, you're never going to get it quite as strong as you want, but you can get close. So I'm going to set the strength to the highest setting, which is really just a measure of time. It's measuring how long it's grinding for, which means how much grinds are going in the thing. So then I'm going to hit. I really should put the cover back on there. And one of the things that my coffee expert friends taught me is don't go with the conventional wisdom that it needs to be a steady stream. You might not get that with this machine, because you're not going to have a tamped puck or anything like that. So it may be uneven flow, but that's still going to give you better extraction than going too low. So that's actually pretty good right there. It's still a little intermittent, which again, sometimes that's actually going to work out better with this machine. Okay, so there's my shot. I'm going to put that aside, and now we're going to do the milk. And I've got the milk thing here. I actually just rinsed it out. Again, you're supposed to be able to keep milk in here, but I don't want to be able to do that because I don't want to be wasteful. I don't want to be throwing milk away at the end of the day. So first things first, I'm going to put the thing back in there, and it's going to be ready to clean. So we'll put our rinsing mug back there. Wait, it did not. Okay, come on. I waited too long. Okay, get rid of that. And again, I don't want to be wasteful, so I have found I'm using the same shot glass, and I'm going to put roughly 3 of those of milk in here. I think the perfect number might be somewhere around 2.5 if you like a really strong latte, which is what I do. 3 tastes a little weak, 2 tastes a little strong, but I don't feel like getting any more into the weeds than simply measuring in shot glasses. So for today, I'm going to go with 3. Put that on there. I'm using my Ember mug, another James Hoffman thing. We'll go with maximum froth for today. And I'm just going to hit hot milk. And I've got my shot here. I'm just going to add it. I don't think it really matters if you add it first or last, other than if you're trying to make it look fancier. Other than that, I do not think it makes a difference. I think it is important to point out that that is the same process you would want if you just want a good espresso shot. Okay, so once again we're going to put the rinsing mug back there. And we're going to clean it. Okay, so I have my thing here. I'm going to stir it. So, last thing I'm going to add flavoring syrup. I have some leftover pumpkin spice, and I'm not a big pumpkin spice person. I love pumpkin pie, but I think the PSL trend is very overrated. So I am going to use this. I normally wouldn't do it here, but I'm just trying to make sure I stay in frame. And I'm just using my same little teaspoon, and I'm going to try 3, depending on your brand of syrup and how sweet you like it. I would say anywhere between 2 and 4 spoonfuls. No latte art, unfortunately. And that is one of the better lattes that I have made at home. And didn't waste much. There's a little bit of milk left in the bottom here, which I think is just what it can't get to with the straw. And didn't waste much beans. And like I said, you can play with the ratios a little bit. This is, I would like a little more coffee taste, but this is very, very close to getting a PSL. I would argue this is already better than Starbucks PSL. By the way, I'm using beans from my local roasters, Valentine Coffee in Milwaukee. Can't stress enough, if there's a coffee shop that you like the taste of their espresso, you like the taste of their lattes, go there, find out what beans they're using, and either buy them from them or buy them direct from the roaster. That'll save you a lot of trial and error. And then last thing I will say, I have not really had good luck with any of the other functions in this machine. Now, granted, I'm only buying espresso beans for this machine. So if you're trying to make true brew over ice and you don't want espresso, it might work better. Same with mostly the coffee pot feature. I haven't even tried that. But since I'm buying espresso beans and I'm making espresso-based drinks, I only use the espresso button. And unless you're going to switch to a different type of beans, I wouldn't bother using anything else. Okay, those are my hacks for this machine. I hope it helped somebody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want me to do a video detailing the descaling process, I can put that in the comments, but it's very simple and very tedious. Okay, well that's it for today. As always, thanks for watching. If you watch my ceiling fan related videos, you know our running joke at the end of the video is buy fan stick, meaning purchase fan stick, which is one of our fake sponsors. So buy fan stick. Thanks for watching.